sitting out here in the Jeep again and decided I'll make a video about the radio setup that I run in my Gladiator. So I wanted a radio to just talk to other Jeeps while we're doing trail rides, so strictly communication purposes while we're out trail riding. I don't spend a lot of time nerding out over the radio on my Jeep. So I wanted something simple, something easy to use, and something that would get the job done that's relatively cheap. So I went with a Midland MXT275. Let me get it in, there it is. And the reason I went with the Midland MXT275 is because one, price point, it's a relatively cheap radio, and two, it's super easy to use, and all of the controls are on the microphone, so I didn't have to worry about mounting a radio somewhere in the Jeep where I could get to it. I'll go over where I have mine mounted here in a second, but it's a 15 watt mobile radio, and I have it on a cheap clip that goes behind my grab bar on the passenger side that I got off the internet. I'll drop a link for it in the description, so you have that if you want one. And I have it ran, I have an extension cable ran to right behind my shifter, so the microphone plugs in right behind my shifter in this this Cat 6 port here. And when I don't want it in the Jeep, I mean, it's always in the Jeep, but if I were to remove it from the Jeep for whatever reason, I can close this up. Well, easier said than done with one hand. But anyway, it's got a cover on it, closes that port up. It looks really nice and clean. And then when I want it back, I can just plug in my my Cat 5 cable here, and it's really hard one-handed, but there it goes. And it's back on, back in service, and I can just grab it, talk, put it back, and it's clean and out of the way. So from this port, I took a 3-foot Cat 5 latch cable that I got off Amazon, and I ran it behind this, down through here, up here, across here, and I have my radio mounted right next to my OBD2 port. So there's the Cat 5 extension coming off the front of it, and like I said, it just runs along here, up through here, and pops out right there. And it's super clean, super easy. What's really cool, another thing I really like about this radio is the radio itself has an internal speaker, and the handset has a speaker, and together they're both really loud. Like, I have no problem, do it this way. I have no problem hearing it when I'm driving down the road, my door's off. It's like having an external speaker right out of the box. So really good kit, really cheap kit, no frills. It does do split tones. It can work with GMRS repeater channels. I'm actually tuned into a local repeater right now. I'll show you how I have my antenna set up. So from my radio, my antenna comes through here, back out a little bit, comes up behind this. It's really easy to push this out of the way to get the cable back there. Like, it was no problem tucking the cable behind this. Comes up through here, and then if you look right here, you can see the cable, and it just tucks through this into this cowl up here, into this cowl through here. And then I'm using a Midland 6 decibel 60B ghost antenna on this mount that I found on the internet. Also cheap, super easy, spray painted in black. Looks good, works good. A lot of people say that Midland ghost antenna doesn't work very well, but I mean, it really depends on your use case. For my use case, I'm talking the Jeeps that are no more than a mile away in front of or behind me, and it works great. I mean, there's not really good ground plane there. The hood's blocking a lot of it. Probably a really horrible location as far as antennas go, on top of it being a little ghost antenna. And it still works great. I haven't checked SWR on it, but I would be surprised if it's any higher than 2. So it's been a good antenna, and just to prove it to you, the repeater that I'm connected to is in Winchester, which is about 30 miles away from where I am right now, line of sight. So we'll go ahead and key it up and see if anybody talks back to us. So we'll give it a go. All right. WRTN 631, radio check, radio check. And that beep that you heard was actually the repeater itself. So I know that I made it to the repeater. We'll see if anybody gets back to us. Give it a second. Give it a second, or we'll try again. WRTN 631, radio check, radio check. And again, that beep that you hear after I let go of the mic, that's the repeater chirping back to let me know that it got me. So I am making it to the repeater. I just guess there's nobody listening right now, but I have had conversations with people miles and miles and miles away, sitting right here in my driveway off that repeater, and I was to be listening right now. But anyway, good radio, 15-watt mobile radio, simple. Only problem is I think this radio is narrowband only, and that kind of stinks, but it really doesn't matter. Like I said, it works for talking to Jeeps when I'm trail riding, and that's all I needed it for. So hope this helps you. Hope this gives you some ideas about where you can install yours, and let me know what else you want me to make videos about. I got some KC highlights, some Flux Era 3s coming in. They will be here next week, so I'll make a video about how to install those with your factory auxiliary switches, because it's a dual mode light. It has a amber DRL and then the bright ditch light. So that'll be a cool video. If there's anything else you want to see, I might go over my brake controller at some point. We'll go from there. So thanks for watching.